At 1 o'clock on Sunday, Atlanta at the Giants. It's not your Cowboys. Your Cowboys could have been hosting a home game, but they did not win their division. You'll be okay, Jeff. It's all right. The Giants have had some injuries all year. Mario Manningham, Hakeem Nicks, Ahmad Bradshaw. We talked a lot about Ahmad Bradshaw, about the foot. You got very detailed about the screw in his foot and the size of it. But he seems to be okay. The time off that he took during the season seems to have worked. He's not the same Ahmad Bradshaw, or is he? Is he as effective as he's ever going to be right now?
Well, he's effective as he's going to be right now. You know, the Giants played this right, much to the chagrin of fantasy owners, by resting him. This was the goal. It was, let's get to the postseason, have you healthy and ready to play. He's looked good. They've gotten a lot more than they expected out of Brandon Jacobs, but this team is still near the bottom, if not the bottom dweller in rush yards and rushes per, yards per attempt. So I'm not completely sold on that run attack yet. They're much more inclined to go through the air with Cruz and Nicks and Manningham and using Eli to throw them the ball. I mean, they've looked good. They're starting to peak right at the best time for these guys. You know, there's a little bit of similarity between this team and the team that ended up winning the Super Bowl a couple years back. And I'm trying not to bring that up around you guys, but it's a dangerous team. It's not a team I would want to face if I'm one of the top-notch teams.
Matt Ryan, not as a legitimate elite top-rung NFL quarterback, but he's got to win in the playoffs here, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of unfair because he's a young guy, and he still led him to the playoffs, but he's still kind of got that Michael Vick shadow over his head, and Vick did have a couple playoff victories. But I think, for Ryan, this is the year. He's got no excuses. He's got tons of weapons around him. The defense isn't quite up to snuff as it has been in the past, but if Atlanta's going to win this game, they need a huge game out of Matt Ryan, and I really think there's a chance he delivers, but he's going to have to be extremely careful of that aggressive Giants defensive line.
Giants are 3-point favorites in this game. It is in New York. Justin Tuck is calling the Atlanta offensive line dirty. Got to love those New York teams. What do you think about this game?
I think it's a smart move by Tuck to say that, because now the focus is going to be put on that Atlanta offensive line. The defensive line for the Giants is going to be coming Tuck, Pierre-Paul, and Umanura. They wrecked the Cowboys offensive line last week, and they're hungry. They're finally healthy. I really think this is a dangerous team. And really what he did again was he put the focus on them and said, look, if they're going to hold us, we're going to be aggressive and blitz. And watch out for some of these dirty plays. It's not the first time we've heard that about Atlanta's offensive line, but, they're kind of in the middle for penalties. There's not a whole lot of – the Giants only had one more penalty than the Atlanta's offense. Granted, some of that's offensive pass interference and that kind of thing, but, they're not near the top as far as dirty plays or, penalties called. So it'll be interesting to see. It's definitely a matchup that's now got the spotlight on it.